KATC Weather Lab. Here's Eric's forecast.
The beautiful weather for Acadiana continues to roll along again this afternoon. We did have maybe a few more clouds, but still plenty of sunshine and comfortable temperatures for this time of year in the upper 80s to lower 90s. And throughout most of the country, we're dealing with dry weather. Taking a look on our satellite and radar, you can see not a whole lot going on. Just a few remaining showers up in the northeast from post-tropical cyclone Harvey as it makes its way out. Also a few showers down around Florida, but you can see not a whole lot going on for most of the country. Clear skies, so beautiful weather for this Labor Day weekend if you traveled anywhere. We do have a few showers maybe making their way in the west coast as well, but otherwise pretty dry. What we're beginning to watch is this system way up in Canada. This is going to be the start of that cold front that will eventually slide down as we go into Tuesday and bring us that shot of fall-like weather as we go into the second half of the work week. But you can see not a whole lot going on with that right now, just a few light showers trying to make their way into the Great Lakes. But that eventually will begin to pick up a little bit of moisture as it gets closer to us by late Tuesday and into the early part of Wednesday. As I mentioned, we did have some clouds out there this afternoon, but those are beginning to break apart. They moved in from the southwest across the region, but are continuing to lift up to the north and northeast. So we'll see the clouds continue to fade out as we go through the overnight hours, and that should allow those temperatures to once again cool off into the lower 70s and upper 60s by tomorrow morning. So looking to be another fantastic Labor Day across the region. We do continue to see some shower activity in the lower Gulf of Mexico and the Bay of Campeche. The National Hurricane Center is beginning to monitor this, but they're only giving it a 10% of development and not really expecting it to move a whole lot, maybe moving over towards Mexico. So no real concerns for us here in the Gulf of Mexico, but as we move out into the Atlantic, things are starting to heat up again. So we continue to be monitoring Hurricane Irma as it continues to move off to the west, but now we're looking at a new area of disturbance that's trying to get its act together. The National Hurricane Center now giving us a 60% chance of development in the next 5 days. But the good news is that track looks to be right behind Irma and will remain maybe out to sea. So no real impacts as of just yet, but something we're going to continue to monitor in the coming days. But as I mentioned, the main focus right now is all about Irma, as it's now up to a major hurricane again. That means Category 3 strength with winds of 115 miles per hour, gusts to 140. So it is starting to get its act together as it moves over some warmer waters later this afternoon. It is continuing to move off to the west at 14 miles per hour, maybe dipping a little bit more to the south as we continue to have that area of high pressure up to the north, pushing it off to the west. And by Tuesday, it could get its way up to a Category 4 hurricane as it gets closer to the northern Leeward Islands. Hurricane watch is already out for some of those. And then as we go into, looks like Wednesday, it'll be just to the north of Puerto Rico with winds up to 140. So definitely could cause some issues for Puerto Rico, especially on the northern side. And then as we head towards Thursday, it'll be just to the north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti and making its way towards the Bahamas by Friday. And then as we go beyond that, kind of looking at what the models are projecting, it does kind of keep it a little bit farther south, maybe heading towards the east coast of Florida, as you do see a good bit of the models heading it that way. We do have one or two trying to get it into the Gulf of Mexico, but we do think a trough will develop, and that'll kind of help push this off to the east coast. So it does look like maybe Florida and then back through the Georgia and into the Carolinas is going to be the real area of concern that's going to have to watch us in the coming days, but still several days out. So we're going to have to continue to monitor this just in case it maybe does turn into the Gulf of Mexico and could cause then us some problems. But right now it looks to be more of an east coast storm. Going through the rest of the night, the clouds should clear out. We'll wake up to a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow morning. More sunshine, but again, you'll see those clouds bubble up as we go throughout our Labor Day. Should remain dry, so any of the grill outs or pool parties should be good to go. Maybe a stray shower or two tomorrow evening, but I think most of us remain dry for our Monday. Then as we go into Tuesday, we'll start off dry, and then as we go towards lunchtime, earlier models were showing a little better activity, but you can see still fairly dry, but some clouds beginning to make their way in from the Gulf of Mexico. And then as we go into Tuesday evening, that's when we're watching that front that'll be dropping down from the north, bringing us the chance for some showers. But you can see the activity kind of dies out as it gets closer to us. So not looking at a whole lot of rain as this front makes its way through. And then as we go into Wednesday, the front makes its way out to sea. And on the backside, we're going to be looking at some cooler fall-like weather along with breezy conditions as the sunshine returns as we go throughout Wednesday. So it looks to be a fairly good forecast in the coming days. As for how much rain with that front, not looking at a whole lot. You can see only around 1/4 of an inch for much of Acadiana, maybe some of the hot spots getting up to a 1/2 inch. But with the dry days we've been having, we should have no issue handling that, and then continue the dry out as we get that cool fall-like weather to move in on the backside. So another quiet night in store. Clouds will be clearing out, 72 for the low. Northern portions upper 60s. And then as we go throughout our Labor Day Monday, more of the same. A mix of sun and clouds, a tad more humid, highs near 90 degrees with the winds turning out of the east-southeast. We see the rain return Tuesday, maybe a few stray showers Wednesday, but then drying out and turning very comfortable as we go throughout the rest of next week and into the following weekend. Temperatures remaining below average in the mid-80s come next Saturday and Sunday. So get those plans ready now. Get out there and enjoy it, and then that'll continue into the following week.
Looking good for my off days, too.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe get a bonfire going by next weekend as well.
There we go. Just let me know when.
All right.
Still to come on Acadiana's News Channel at 5:30.